What's up, bro? Yesterday I went onto Instagram and I clicked on my, the DMs, and I clicked on the message requests, and I get about 200 messages a week now. Like, it blows my mind. I get so many messages, but this time I was able to like filter it. Like, Instagram's got like this update. I was able to filter it by like top requests, and it pretty much just means who's messaged you, who has a lot of followers. And it was interesting as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. There was so many guys who messaged me asking for like promotions, and I had seen them before. So I'd seen like these like crypto guys and this like e-commerce guy and all this shit. A bunch of guys just asking like the same type of shit of like, oh, I'd like to pay for a promotion on your account. And like, because they can see like, the data. So it's on YouTube and on Instagram. My channel, my profile, it does like amazing numbers. My boys are loyal. You've probably like been committed to watching my videos probably more than any other YouTuber you've ever been subscribed to. And a lot of people want to pay me for that. What's interesting is that you've probably noticed, like, I don't bring up many like products and shit, and like the one sponsor that I've ever kind of had is not Skillshare, that's not a sponsor, but Short Form, which is kind of like a self-improvement book summary service, which in my opinion is like a 10 out of 10 sponsor for me. It's a self-improvement book, bro. I mean, that's fucking sick. But all these guys, man, trying to pay me, and every single one of them want to pay me about $2,000 to $5,000 for me to just post something on Instagram, to just link their page. And I ignore every single one of those. In my email, on the business email, we must have had maybe about 400 emails so far. Like, there's always like a few every single week of people trying to get me to like do their sponsors and this like anti-porn website and NordVPN and all, all this like fucking shit. Like, even Raid Shadow Legends, even fucking video game companies have asked me to like promote their products. And apart from one, I have not just rejected, I have ignored every single one. This is my message to you right now, that if you are becoming more successful, if you are improving in your business, maybe you're leveling up as an athlete, or maybe you've been getting into the music scene, or like just when you get more successful, you must bear this in mind, because for a lot of people, you're gonna think you're different right now, but for a lot of people, success leads to failure. Say that with me. Success leads to failure. You know why? Because success opens up opportunities that you didn't have when you were down in the dumps. When you were low down, before you became successful, you don't have many opportunities. So like, all you can do is work or like fuck around and like go on Netflix and stuff, and you'll know which kind of person you are. So if you're the type of person who's being productive, making some progress, getting some level of success, at first you have like no opportunities to really like use that success, or like to do anything with that. But after a while, you start to like get offers and deals and opportunities, collaborations. I want you to picture right now, in some sweaty, old, like impoverished gym, like some boxing gym, some UFC gym, like some MMA. Like, I don't watch this shit, right? But just imagine like some MMA gym. It's not like a fancy one or anything. It's got people who like are kind of less privileged, but there's people who train hard as fuck, and one of those guys is like top tier talent. He works hard every single day. He's going in training. He's got nothing else to do. So this guy starts rising up in his club, starts going into club spas and like tournaments and all this, and eventually he goes to the UFC, and he's been so focused. He's been like literally just training. That's all he does is train. He comes home and he visualizes. He trains, comes home, visualizes, perfect diet, perfect sleep. Everything's just linked up for him to train and for him to win the UFC. He gets amazing progress. He goes to the UFC, or this can be with any kind of like athlete, and they do really well up until they reach a good point of success. And then out of nowhere, he's making money. He's invited to parties. Women are interested into him. There's more opportunities to take drugs, do collaborations, have lots of sex, take time off. You've deserved it. And suddenly his success actually leads to his failure. Why? Because in a few more months, when it's time for the next big tournament, and he's been hungover 20 times over the last few months, and he's, had a bit more of a shitty diet, he's been drinking champagne, enjoying himself and shit. Well, the underdog hasn't, because he's about that same guy, that winner who went through that entire progress, is now going to be fighting someone who's at that bottom position, who is in that sweaty gym, who doesn't have like the fucking success to be able to go out and party and stuff. So that this guy up there who's climbed the ranks is about to get defeated by a guy who stayed tunnel vision. When you're improving your levels of success, you're going to have so many opportunities, and it's so essential for you to realize that the overwhelming majority of opportunities that open up to you are simply just noise. and you are a lesser person, you are showing to everyone that you're more of a failure than you are a success when you take on opportunities that are not the absolute most essential best case scenarios. You've got to I love this quote by the guy who made Essentialism. What's his name? Cal Newport? Or Greg McKeown. This author, Greg McKeown, absolutely fantastic author. And I love this quote, which is, almost everything is noise. When you're trying to reach a level of success, almost everything is noise. And plus, this is just talking about the fact of like distractions. We also need to talk about the manipulative dark tendencies which happen to like new rising talents. So if you're becoming more successful, you'll find that a lot more people want your time, a lot more people want to pay you, a lot more people want to like give you deals and money and all this shit. It's so easy for you to be manipulated. We need to talk about this shit, because this is like dark shit that happens. You know, for a lot of those child stars that you watched on TV, a lot of them have been abused. A lot of them have had their money stolen off them. Like, literally imagine like some TV show that you used to watch as a kid, which was like, you know, real life. It wasn't like a cartoon. It was like real life of like, you know, teenagers in like a big mansion or some shit. A lot of those teenagers like had their money taken off them. A lot of like young rising rappers and singers get signed onto like contracts and deals. They're given like $1 million straight away to told like, you know, go and buy yourself jewelry and like make your videos look nice. And they're in debt forever. Don't take that deal. There's a quote, I don't know who it's from, but there's a quote saying like, there's going to be a time when someone will offer you a deal of more money than you could possibly ever imagine, and you must not take that deal. Dave Chappelle is this like very, very famous comedian. He's a fucking god tier comedian. And there's like a famous story of him now that he was offered millions, I don't know how much it was, but like millions by some big like comedy show to do like, you know, the series with them, you know, to like, essentially for some kind of deal, like to work for them. Offered millions, I think tens of millions. And I think he's came from poverty as well. He rejected the deal and then flew over to Africa and then disappeared. At the height of his career, disappeared. Imagine that. At the height of his career, when he could have just made like a million, 2 million, 5, 10, everything he's worked for, he rejected the deal and essentially just disappeared for a few years, and he just recently came back. He came back and he's made more money than that original deal. The reason why, I believe, maybe someone can correct me, but the reason why he didn't take the deal was because it was against his values, and he knew that he wouldn't be a man of integrity if he did do that. You don't realize how much money I could have made at this point, honestly. Like, maybe I do brag about like how much I've made, but it isn't to like make you feel bad. It's almost like, bro, come fucking celebrate with me. 1 year ago, I was on benefits. I was on fucking benefits a year ago. Now I have 12 people working with me. I've employed 12 people. The business makes a good amount of money. So I'm like, when I talk about making money, like I'm not saying it to like, you know, put someone else down or something. It's like me saying like, bro, like I'm so proud of myself, and I hope that you can be proud of me too. Fuck, man. There's so many, bro, if like, I was on Instagram yesterday, and the amount of messages, like these blue tick motherfuckers as well, like, you know, the Instagram verified, of all these people just wanting me to like sell their products and shit and offering me like thousands for an Instagram post, bro. Literally just, you know, it's that idea, okay, you can just post it in 1 minute and you can make $7,000, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't want your money. I don't want your fucking money, bro. That's like, the more and more I'm leveling up in this like YouTube space and influencer space, I swear to God, my intelligence and my foresight of things like this is like drastically increasing, because I'm a thinker, right? I don't work all day. I spend a few hours working, recording videos, and then I spend most of my time reading. And literally, honestly, I spend hours a day just thinking, journaling, contemplating. I see decisions, like everything I do, I see it play out in 2-3 different ways first, and then I make the decision. That's a good level of fucking introspectiveness, which like a lot of people can't compare. A lot of people like in my space, on like influencers and YouTubers and stuff, they can't compete because most people just work too much. Whereas like I work a lot less, but make sure the work that I do is like 10 times better per hour. And so every decision that I've made is like, it's calculated. And of course I still make mistakes, but it's so important for you to like be introspective, because you're going to be offered some good opportunities. It's so important for you to like weigh up the decisions. And this kind of reminds me of principles that I learned from entrepreneurship when I was first getting into entrepreneurship. You know, I've been a normal guy. I've been a student. I went to school, and no one ever taught me about like becoming a businessman, becoming self-employed, becoming your own boss. I had to learn that from literally from books, from scratch. It took me more than a year to be able to do work by myself. Like, one of the things that most young people struggle with when you want to do something for yourself, you want to make a business on social media, you want to grow on YouTube, you want to become like a music producer, you want to do anything by yourself and not employed by someone else. The biggest struggle that you'll have is like literally just doing the work. Like, it's so fucking hard to do the work because all your life you've been like given the work to do by daddy, you've been given the work to do by your teacher. So it's incredibly hard to now be the daddy. It took me a year to be the daddy. And I learned from Tim Ferriss, especially, like this entrepreneur, he made this book which really reframed my mind to like see more than just money. Most people, I explained this to one of my friends recently, most people see literally just one pillar in life. They see money. And so they think, okay, well, whatever increases this pillar of money is a good thing. So maybe they're on like 50,000 right now, then 60, then 70. Oh, well, you know, 70,000 is better than 50,000. But what you need to understand is like, there's many different pillars of life. Yeah, there's money, but there's mental health, there's physical health, there's relationships, there's 100 different things, there's enjoyment, there's excitement, and you want to level up these pillars as much as possible, all of them. Now, of course, you can choose your preference. Maybe you want to make more money than you do like relationships. Maybe you want to make better relationships than you actually want to make money. You need to like, you know, find out your values. But it's incredibly important that you realize that like you have multiple 10, 20 different things that are worth your attention to level up, because most people only just think of the one. And the reason why this relates to this video is because the people who take the bad deals are the ones who only see money getting better. Before you take any kind of deal, before you like get a job, before, you know, you've got like a job offer or something, before you accept that job offer, before you accept any kind of deal, any collaboration, anything like that, ask yourself, what's more than money here? How will this change in terms of my daily tasks? How will this change in terms of my life, the people I have to work with, the people I have to spend time with? How will this change for my own mental health? How will this change for my future? How will this affect my children? Ask these weird ass fucking questions. No one else is asking questions like this. Every dumbass rapper, you know, who's come from the hood, and he has an opportunity to create generational wealth, literally reverse fucking hundreds of years of like trauma and racism. Every generational rap, like this generation's rapper is a fucking joke. Because they're just stupid. Like, you know who I'm talking about, like little something, right? Lil, you know, they're fucking covered in tattoos and everything. They make some good money. They make like a £1 million deal. They lose it all. They had the opportunity to literally create generational wealth for all of their bloodline after them. And these fucking dumb idiots spend all their time smoking weed, drinking fucking codeine and shit, instead of just being sat there and thinking like, should I sign a deal with the devil? No. Give me a kiss, bro. Mwah.